Kalimera. It's Kaipacho with the weekly Pele report. I am here on the island of Kithanos, and it is truly where time has stood still and people have been the same, doing the same, living life the same for so long. There's so many beautiful caves. It's just gorgeous. We've got Venus in Cancer, and she's square to Chiron today. So, yeah, I'm going to be talking about that. She does come into a sextile with Uranus tomorrow, but we've got a little bit of the water element. But, on the other hand, we've got water and rock, because the sun is moving through Gemini, coming into a square with Saturn. That sun square Saturn is exact on Sunday, but you could be feeling it now, and it's Gemini to Pisces. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. La Luna, okay, she is moving through Leo today, tomorrow, Friday. She moves into Virgo. Through that time, she'll be coming around and opposing. I mean, and I'll go through a little bit of what we went through here, because she's going to oppose Pluto, conjunct Mars, and square Jupiter, right? I mean, just like what we've been through. We've been through this whole time of that T-square with Jupiter square the Mars opposition Pluto. Thank God we're still alive. Yeah. And as she moves out of there, then, you know, she's going to go into Virgo on Friday and head on through. Trine Jupiter. We've got the, I will read the Sabian symbol. Well, no, not that one, but I'm going to read a couple Sabian symbols for the Sun square Saturn and the Venus Chiron, because that's pretty amazing. The Sun square moon is happening on Saturday, and then she's going to trine Uranus and then oppose Neptune before she moves into Libra on Monday. Tuesday, she'll trine the Sun from Libra and oppose Chiron just before the next Pele report. So let me see what I can do here. I want to find a nice... There's a lot of rock, there's a lot of water, and there is some sand. Maybe I'll head on over to that little beach over there and talk with you. All right, everybody. Oh my goodness, let me turn a little bit. So yeah, I don't know, it's like these days with this Mars opposite Pluto and squaring Jupiter, there's like no such thing as living without pressure. Today's pressure is that there may be some sailboats. You know, they're coming in this morning. This looks like it might be a little bit of a popular bay area for the sailboats to anchor and find a nice beach, but I got here first. Oh my God. I'm just giving you a little shot of the turnaround. Yeah. So, what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on is, you know, it's been busy. This, you know, Jupiter is just like too much, and squaring Mars and Pluto is, you know, I mean, it can be great, you know, beautiful times, wonderful action, but it's just like, whoa, it's like all coming at us, and that Sun in Gemini is like, yeah, let's check this out and check that out and check the other thing out, But there's also the time where that can get so swirly, whirly that you lose your center, that you kind of get, and I've been feeling, these last couple of days, just like, you don't know what's going to happen next, so you're kind of like, kind of waiting, because everything is just like unpredictable, and you kind of lose control of the situation. Like, life is big, and you never know what's going to happen, or what's going to come at you, or what's coming up from out of the blue, or over there, or blah. For me, it was in the city of Athens, and it was kind of like just so many people, and so much EMFs from all the Wi-Fi's and all and the psychic energy and the cars and the, you know what I mean? So now, that's over, right? The Mars has moved on. It's still in the fiery sign of Leo, where it's going to be for quite a while. But let's focus here a little bit more now on Venus. Venus in the water sign of Cancer. Okay, looking for some snuggling, some cuddling, some, softness, some water. So we hear the waves lapping up upon the beach. And today's mantra is about us, each one of us, being, a source of water. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more with our, with the Sun squaring Saturn. Yes? And the beautiful thing is that it is at the 7th degree of Gemini. And that is a well with a bucket and rope under the shade of majestic trees. This is energy for like this whole week. The sun is approaching Saturn on Sunday. It's exactly square Saturn. And it's like 3 months ago it was conjunct Saturn. So, look back, to early March. And some seeds were sown in early March. And now it's like descending, and it's coming into this well. It is our primordial faith in the hidden, sustaining power of life. In contrast with the ambitious drive of modern humanity for power and wealth, we now have the image of the eternal search for that which is at the root of all living processes. Water. This search also demands some effort. Raising the water-filled bucket. But it is a simple effort under the shade of trees which attest to the presence of the life-giving fluid. This presence depends on the cooperation of sky, rain, and earth, the geological formation able to hold the water. And we must develop the intuitive sense which enables us to feel this presence and to make it effectual in our daily life. We must sense the hidden reality which preserves for the use of all living organisms this gift of the sky, the bounteous rain. Now it's something to have both this Venus in square to Chiron, Sun in square to Saturn, because Saturn is up there in Pisces. Pisces, the cosmic sign of the fish, the collective unconscious. Saturn's there for 3 years. I've spoken about it before. And it is a time where we can feel this kind of sense of separation from spirit, separation from the divine. So it's really time for us in all of our growth, in all of our maturity. Yes, Saturn is commitment. Saturn is discipline. Saturn is endurance. And it's really up to us to feel ourselves as emissaries of the divine, to like make this commitment to spirit, to being an expression of spirit, to being a source of spirit here in the dry desert or the rocky cliffs of Greece, or the concrete streets of any city that you may be visiting or living in. We have to bring the water of life. We have to be the fountains, right, of this spiritual light in our circles of friends, in our communities. So this is this square of Pisces to Gemini. It's the challenge to bring the dream, okay, and to not get depressed, to not feel that, just like lost, separate, longing, empty, because we're in our mind, or we're here in this Gemini, in the, what's right in front of the tip of our nose. Okay, we're looking, and with our ego mind and consciousness, and this is all there is. Is this all there is? No, this is not all there is. We have to like make that energetic, pull, to like, it's like we are the ones who bring spirit in. We can't be looking for it out there. It's like we have to experience it within ourselves and break through this Gemini polarity, these twins, this like schizophrenic. I talked about counterpoint awareness. That's so much what this whole third dimensional body, material, mind, ego expression of our soul is all about. We evolve through counterpoint awareness. And that distance from ourselves, from our shadow, from another, that brings us conscious awareness. That brings us understanding. That helps us evolve. But if we get too far lost in that separation, and we don't come from the observer that is observing, right? Self and other, macrocosm, microcosm, as above, so below. We have to stay in that witness. We have to stay in that. Pluto is still in Aquarius, symbolizes the observer, the witness, so that we stay in that place, and then we can observe that polarity. If we sink down low, we get into jealousy, envy, anger, blame, judgment, just all this bad. And we get possessive, and we get fearful, we get insecure. This is the lower expression, of Cancer, and that Venus in Cancer. And we want to look at how that Venus in Cancer squares this wounded Chiron in Aries. I've talked about this wounded Chiron in Aries as being that wound of we don't deserve to exist, we don't deserve to get what we want, we are powerless, we are not autonomous, not sovereign, not self, but rather pawns in a much larger game. And when we feel that wound, then we want to strike out, or we want to, challenge. We want to we get all pissed off. How do we heal that wound? How do we turn that wound into medicine? I want to read to you the Sabian symbol for that degree, right? It is what? It's the 19th degree of Cancer, as Venus comes into this square to Chiron. And it talks about the overcoming of polarity. I love it. You know, it's just this whole kind of, and I'm so getting into this, you know, self-interest, okay, you know, as opposed to, you know, giving to the whole and moving into this age of Aquarius and stepping out of the separate self. And so here we have this Sabian symbol of a marriage, yeah? It's a priest performing a marriage ceremony. The ritualization of productive interpersonal relationships. Check this out. I know marriage can be kind of a scary word these days. But the scene symbolizes, you have to look at it as a symbol, the profound need for referring the interplay and the relatively permanent and productive union of all polarities to some third factor, which either includes or transcends and gives a spiritual meaning to the relationship. A conjugal union is essentially and traditionally the union of a man and a woman for the sake of producing progeny, able to perpetuate the racial type, the family tradition, and the way of life of a particular culture or subculture, including a set of religious beliefs. The married couple is the basic productive unit in our society, as it has been for a millennia in all patriarchal societies. The purpose of any established religion, including tribal cults, is to glorify, sanction, and bless with a super personal meaning all personal and interpersonal activities. This occurs through the sacraments and indeed through most religious rites. The key word here is sanction, where things are ritualized and indeed sanctified. And so this is what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about how it's where where two or more are gathered, there is spirit. And that spirit sanctifies. That spirit gives life to. That spirit really brings in another, I want to say juice. I want to say, food, nourishment, Cancerian nurturing and nourishing is brought through where two or more are gathered, where it's not about self-interest, where even when two or more are gathered, it's to really give something back to the community, give something back to society, give something back to the culture. So when we are really focused on being channels and being mediums for something bigger and wider and broader than just gathering together for ourselves, then Spirit acts in our life. Spirit comes through us, and through our generosity, we are blessed with something greater, something beyond, just ego fulfillment or personal comfort or worldly success. There's an inner sense of connection, of unity, of oneness with what there is. So the moon is breaking away from the sun. We're starting a new lunar cycle. We're coming into that first square from Gemini to Virgo, and it is a time of stepping out, of giving out, of breaking out of the past. And I just want to encourage you during this time, rather than get caught up in the busyness or get overwhelmed with the madness, that you find your inner sanctuary, and you find that relative peace within, and you find that source of spirit within, and you become a fountain of youth, a fountain of light, a fountain of love, a fountain of nourishing all those around you. And this is the Venus in Cancer. This is the higher expression, the mature expression, right, of Cancer, is not being, the baby that needs and longs and wants and cries and, puts on tantrums, okay, but the mother, the Madonna, right, that holds the baby, that nourishes the innocent, that protects, right, those that are still vulnerable. So we want to do that higher vibration, that higher expression of that Venus energy, because we want to be an oasis in the desert, a source of water and life. In the middle of hot, dry, and arid surroundings, I bring cool, refreshing, liquid light. Can you feel that? Sometimes, it can feel hot and dry and arid and deserty, where, things are just like curling up, and, like, you ever seen like a mud, where, it was a swamp and it dried up, and the mud just turned into like curled up into little cakes, and you can tell like a drought when everyone is so thirsty. I feel like humanity is thirsty, and Gaia is thirsty, and society is thirsty. So we want to be water bearers. Let's be this Pluto in Aquarius. Let's be the water bearer for planet Earth in all of our relationships. And then we turn that wounded Chiron, right, from feeling separate, from feeling powerless, from feeling like a victim or feeling helpless. We become, the beautiful, strong support. I like that water is liquid light. The fire of Aries, that Chiron energy, that warrior energy, that light energy can be liquid light. So one more time for our mantra this week. This is that I am an oasis in the desert, a source of water and life. In the middle of hot, dry, arid surroundings, I bring cool, refreshing, liquid light. May you be Gunga Din, who brought water to the soldiers fallen on the battlefield. And he just kind of came through like Chiron in Aries. Okay, it's like there may be battles and there may be fighting and anger and everybody, fireworks going on and explosions and problems and wars and challenge. And here is Gunga Din, bringing liquid light, water, feeling, emotional, refreshing, rejuvenating, joyous water. Venus in Cancer. Oh yeah. So don't burn up with Mars in Leo, squaring that Jupiter, but cool down, come in, tap into the watery feeling, emotion, and bring it up and bring it out and share your life with the world. Ow! Yeah, baby. You can do this, man. We can't be intimidated. We gotta just keep on, just like Gaia, constantly giving and constantly nourishing and constantly here for everything unconditional. And the sun shines down on everyone unconditionally. And Gaia gives her waters to everyone unconditionally. Let's throw off some of this conditional love and return to the source of unconditional light, love, and liquid light. Water. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.